Sports Jazz, everyone. Josh and Isaac, we are back. Thursday. We always do it. It's a double on Friday. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sports Jazz. Myself, Isaac, Josh. We are here today. So bored, man. No football, international breaks, and you know how that, I rather how that bores everyone. Yeah, Nick Fadley, shout outs to you, man. Shout outs to you, brother. Always in the comment section. He said earlier, international breaks bore him. The feeling is mutual, brother. The feeling is mutual.
I
Yo,
know.
Josh, what's up?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We are in that time of the season where so many things are not good because we don't have our favorite teams playing football, but
I know.
we are reduced to watching very useless extended friendlies
No, don't
in
call
the
it
name
this.
of Nations League, such things, and we hope that our players come back fit. The rest can be unhealthy, but we hope that all United players come back fit.
And you think they're going to come back fit? I don't think so. Something
Ah,
surely
come
happened.
on.
Well, Ugarte, I saw him earlier. He was also called for
I
international
know.
duties,
I
and it's man,
know.
it's
As
really
in,
worrying.
I don't know. I don't know why the manager had to call him to go and play for Uruguay when he has just completed a move.
Yeah,
You
usually
know, I
some
mean,
managers, if they realize one of the international managers, if they realize one of their players has gone, or rather, it's just signed for one of those big clubs, usually
yes.
they try to intervene and maybe give the player a holiday, something like that.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know, because he was their best player at the Copa America. I mean, it would just be right for him not to play this particular friendly. I mean, it's not even a qualifier of sorts. So,
Just to
you
waste
know,
time. Anyway, yo,
yeah.
Josh, once again, welcome to Sports Jazz, Isaac. Josh, we are in the building. Uh, we don't know what happened to David, guys. Do not ask us. He's somewhere probably hiding. He always catches that fever every time international breaks approach. Anyway, and yeah, just we are looking at the impact of the international breaks on the Premier League momentum. Is it a blessing or a curse? And that's where we're going to start with. Yeah, Josh, I'll go with you. Yeah, as it
Yeah.
is it a blessing or a curse?
It's difficult to say because there are two things you can get from the international break. Sometimes the international break comes at a time like for United when things are not going so well. So maybe you just needed some time off to rethink strategies and hope that when the players are back for training, they have some bit of good vibes so they can go on about their business. But it's difficult for teams like Liverpool or Man City that had gotten some momentum and they were ready to go. They were winning all their games and looking in very good shape. But if they get an international break like this one that happened, it can hamper their momentum. So they don't know what exactly to get. But the football calendar is becoming more hectic by the season,
That
and the
is true.
teams are very angry about it. It is evident that the teams do not like what is going on, and they're calling FIFA or UEFA and the bodies that are responsible for making these decisions to find solutions as soon as possible, because this very season we're going to have 4 international breaks. Yeah, which means that clubs will be hoping and praying that their players return to them in good health after a fortnight. But that is a very big ask, because you don't know the environments which they have gone to, and these are very competitive games. Even if they are friendlies, the players are looking to maybe nail down positions where they can flourish for their nations, and it's always an honor for a player to play for his nation. So some of the players who are even just given the first bath, they really want to show something to the manager. and they become a
You
mainstay
know,
in this.
I agree with you when you say managers, don't worry. We're just talking about Ugarte. So you can imagine the pressure Ten Hag is going through, especially after the game where he was thrashed 3-0, and it was all because of what? A CDM. Now his CDM is still new, and he has to
I
head out for
know,
the international break because,
I
man, they
know.
always pick up injuries and they have to come back for the club to take care of them.
And the fatigue that is accumulated from travel is a very big hindrance to the progress of a club's success, because imagine a player like Manuel Ugarte, who just signed for United. Even before he has kicked a ball for the club that pays him, he has to go off back to Uruguay. I mean, yes, that is his home. He likes to do go there, but I mean, the jet lag alone, when he comes back, he must be given some rest, because
Exactly.
already the manager was questioning his fitness levels. And then you're going to have him away on international duty for 2 weeks. And Uruguay is a bit far. It's another continent. It's not Europe.
South
So
America is very far.
yeah, the jet lag alone can do the player some injustice if he's rushed into club football before he's fully fit. In
Yeah.
November last year, during the international break, up to 18 players got injured with this kid, Barcelona's Gavi. Gavi got the worst of them all. He tore
Yeah, I
his
remember, man.
ACL.
That
He
was
tore his
horrible.
ACL, and imagine it was in a dead rubber game.
That
I
was
think it
horrible,
was
man.
against Georgia. It was a dead rubber game because Spain had already qualified for the Euros. He didn't need to even play, but he got an ACL injury and he was ruled out for 9 months. I mean, that is, he even missed the tournament, which Spain eventually won. So,
Yeah, man, I remember. That was ugly, awful.
yeah, 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 yeah. But if you have a break, you see, there's a break in September, there's a break in October, in November, and in March. The break is for the World Cup qualifiers. But these three breaks in November, September, no, September, October, and November, they are for what I call an extended friendlies, more glamorous friendlies in the guise of a Nations League, because this Nations League, yes, they did put teams maybe to add competitiveness in the sides other than international friendlies, but the players still go ahead and do what, and play qualifiers,
And play qualifiers.
for the Euro
I think
tournament.
there's,
So
yeah, there's
it
even
doesn't really
a
make sense to
trophy,
me.
you know. Usually we see
Yeah,
the
there's a
finals
trophy.
and
I think they call it the Gold
clubs
Cup.
play. Yeah, something
They
like that.
Yeah, they call it the Gold Cup, but it's really frustrating that players have to go through that. You can say that, hey, these players are paid all that money so they can play football. We enjoy to watch the football, but if you're telling me that a player is going to miss club football for him to go and play against San Marino, or no, 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 with all due respect to San Marino, but these are lesser football sides, and he's going to play St. Neves, that a country from which Cole Palmer has some affiliation.
Yeah.
These are lesser football sides, but now they're grouped in a tournament. Maybe they're just making room for players to score as many goals as they can. Because if Hurricane is going to play two friendlies against San Marino and Saint Neves, I mean, you bet that he will get about 3 goals in those ones, so he can rack up the numbers as England's all-time goal scorer.
Well, at least, Josh, I'm also thinking on the brighter side. We've
Yes.
been talking about the negative. Of course, the negative side outweighs the positive side. But the positive bit of it, I see. I mean, for example, again on Ugarte, player teams or clubs that have just signed their players, and those players have been called, and they get minutes. On the brighter side, that is also good. I mean, provided they don't get injured and they get minutes, they perform well. A player like Ugarte needs those minutes.
Yeah,
Although
yeah,
one would
yeah,
have
yeah. They
argued, one would have argued
true,
that maybe he should have stayed, you know, because I know some
true. They
teams are
need those
playing back
minutes, but
indoor games. Yeah,
but you have to know that uh, these players travel long distances for these friendlies. The friendly might not even be in Uruguay. The friendly might be in Colombia or something. I'm not sure who they are going to
yeah,
play against,
Russia,
but yeah, but it is not really.
like those playing in New Zealand, bro. New Zealand is almost 24 hours of traveling.
Yes, and imagine it's not just about the journey, but even the acclimatization for the few days that you're in that environment, whether it's cold or hot or raining or you know. But on the brighter side, I think these conditions help players. They can help you to groom a player to be able to play in all sorts of conditions because these players, when they go for these friendlies, they might play against lesser sides that do not have the same facilities that they're used to, which is a good thing. And the other positive from the international break is that FIFA is obliged to compensate these clubs financially for each player that
Really?
gets injured. Yeah, for each
Oh,
player that gets injured during a tournament or the international break itself, if the absence of that player will be more than 3 weeks and not more than a year, FIFA has the responsibility to compensate the club for that player
that's
during that
amazing.
period. Yeah, so
That's
which is a
amazing.
good
I didn't
thing
know that,
about
by
it.
the way. I
But
didn't know that's a good thing.
yeah, but if I'm Eric Ten Hag or if I'm Anslot, I would rather not be compensated. I want my player to be available. I mean,
Of
these
course, you want your
managers
player.
are doing so much to try and make sure that they deliver the success that the club demands, but they are hampered
100%.
by these, I call them useless international friendlies, because most of the time, these friendlies, they do happen, but there's not much in them. The thing that can be good about the friendlies is when they've given debuts to new players. If say Man United has integrated Amad Diallo in his side, then Ivory Coast calls Amad Diallo, and Amad Diallo has a good outing for Ivory Coast. That could boost his motivation and maybe can better his season going forward. Other than
Yeah,
that, these from the
yeah.
fans to the managers
Negativity.
to the
I know,
owners of
man.
the
It's
clubs,
boring.
there's just
We
too
have
much
how
negativity
many
around
days? Today's
international
Thursday.
breaks.
We still have 7 more days. Right? No, not 7. We still have 10 more
Yeah,
days, bro. Come on. Yo, shout outs to you, Taji. Taji says hi, my blessings, my bro. Uh, blessings
blessings,
to you too,
brother.
brother. Sinan. Well, Sinan, Taji, you were asking for Taji. Taji is in the comment section. You were asking for him yesterday. Taji,
Yeah.
Sinan is a United fan. He had promised not to watch Man United football again until December. But
He did say he will take a break. He's not watching
yeah,
football
he wanted to
anymore.
take a break. I'm hoping the international he will use this same 2 weeks as a break so that he comes back bouncing. But they are playing. Who are they playing against?
Oh, England,
No, 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 no.
United.
See, Taj, yeah, they see Taj. I mean, for Sinan to be back. I see Taj. I think Southampton. We are going to check that
Yeah,
right and see.
Southampton. Southampton.
Taj saying like and share, bro. Peace, peace, peace. Then it says facts. What's up, bro? Sorry about. No, you don't have to be sorry, bro, for beating for Liverpool beating
Well, you have to be
Josh's
sorry. You have to be
Josh's
sorry.
team.
Yeah. Thanks, 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 thanks. You gotta be sorry,
Yeah,
man. As in,
yeah,
that was
Josh.
a humiliation. Sometimes you have to respect your opponent, and when you know it is Man United, you're playing, and you're 2-0 up, and everything is uh, going the way it was going. I mean, just put the brakes on.
Yo, Josh. Once
Yes.
again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac. Taj is laughing in the comment section. He's saying low. Well, yeah, Josh. Let's move on to the Ballon d'Or nominees. We've seen the list was fire yesterday on Twitter or on X. Facebook, social media, in other words, Instagram. Everyone was talking about it. Yeah, once again, guys, Sports Jazz, Isaac and Josh. And yeah, let's go through the nominees. 1 out of 6, we have Jude Bellingham, Ruben Diaz, Foden, Federico Valverde, Emiliano Martinez. Very good keeper, by the way. Then 2 out of 6, we have Erling Haaland. We have Nico Williams, Granit Xhaka. Then we have Atem, we have Tony Kroos. 3 out of 6, Vinicius Jr., Danny Olmo, Florian Wirtz. I don't know why no club in the Premier League has gone for Florian Wirtz. I understand. I actually thought he was going to join Bayern this season, but I don't know what happened. He's very good. Martin Odegaard, Matt Hummels. Then we have 4 out of 6, Rodri, Hurricane, Declan Rice, Vitinha, Cole Palmer. A lot of English players this time, but of course they're not going to make that last. Is it 3? Then 5 out of 6, Dani Carvajal, Lamine Yamal, Bukayo Saka, Hakan Kanahoglu. One of my best free kick takers, by the way. He's a specialist when it comes to free kick. William Saliba.
Yeah,
Then
he's
6 out of 6, the last one, Kylian Mbappe, Lautaro Martinez, as Josh prefers to pronounce the name, Ademola Lookman, Tony Rudiger, and Alejandro Grimaldo. I love that left back.
It's actually really funny that Le Equipe decided to do that and announce the players that who were
Shout out,
nominated.
Shout out, man. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, it's funny that Le Equipe started to do that. They mentioned the players who are nominated in that manner, but I think it's fashionable because they meant it for social media. But for me, I think the Ballon d'Or lost its aura. It no longer has the authenticity that I attached to it, because I mean these days the players who are nominated, or not even the players who are nominated, the players who eventually become winners of the Ballon d'Or, not that they're not worthy, but they are very questionable. A player, yes, could be worthy because of the talent that they have, but if you're awarding a player for the performance in a particular year, if that year has a tournament involved in it, I don't see a reason that the Ballon d'Or should go to another player. It should most likely be the best player at that tournament. Then the domestic honors are just complementary. But many a time you've seen that they do give this award maybe to their friends or something like that. So for me, it
You
has
know,
lost the aura, and that whole big list, it used to be the list of 100, so it is irrelevant. It is the
yo,
three that we want. We want the top three.
I'm trying.
And
I'm trying to look for that. Man, I can't find it. Do you remember that time Messi won? But it wasn't.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think it was
2010.
during COVID.
2010. Oh,
No, no, no,
during
no.
COVID. Oh,
20, yeah, during COVID, Lewandowski was supposed to win that. It was postponed.
yeah,
Then
yeah, yeah, yeah,
2021,
yeah,
if I
yeah,
remember, they
yeah,
gave it to Lewa. The
yeah.
whole world was fuming because Messi did
I
nothing.
know.
He
Guess
literally
what?
did
Guess
nothing.
what? For me, Lionel Messi, he's I don't know, one of the best players to ever
Oh,
play
no doubt,
football.
undoubtedly.
But I questioned Le Quip and the journalists who came
The
up with this
criteria.
Ballon d'Or thing and the criteria that was used.
Mm,
2010 was a World Cup year.
yeah,
Um, in that World Cup year, Wesley Schneider reached the finals of the World Cup, which they played against Spain.
yeah,
Diego Forlan reached, I think, the semifinals of the World Cup. You remember Asamoah Gyan? Yes, he
yeah.
reached the semifinals of the World Cup with Uruguay. And Wesley Schneider had won a treble with Inter Milan under Jose Mourinho. And Diego Forlan had
Oh,
won a Europa League tournament.
yeah.
You know, that is a European tournament.
Mourinho was all over it. I remember.
Yeah, now what happens is there was Wesley Schneider, there was Diego Forlan, and Lionel Messi. Yes, he did score a lot of goals in 2009. I think he scored about 91 goals. He
Yeah,
scored a lot of goals,
a lot of
but
that.
Equip and the journalists who award players the Ballon d'Or, they just told us that the La Liga is bigger than the World Cup, because they
That
chose a
was
player
silly.
who only won the La Liga
Majority
and
of those
performed the
guys have
way he
been Messi.
performed.
I'm not saying it in a bad way, guys. No disrespect. Messi's the goat. One of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
those
yeah.
that never. We are going
It
to take a long time to have such a player. But I mean, no disrespect. But yo, there are times I think there are around 2 Ballon d'Ors where I felt Messi shouldn't have got that. That
about
one, the one
three.
you're talking about, and the one that you just talked about, and that other one right after COVID. I think yeah, post COVID. It was 2021.
You know,
They
it
gave, I don't know,
me.
they made up a funny name to
Yeah,
create a prize for Lewandowski. I don't even remember. Man, Lewa should have
uh,
won that.
it pains me that they have to do that for a player as gifted as Lionel Messi. I mean, there's no reason for Lionel Messi to be aided in any manner, as in he is that player, as in he can get these records even without any help. So I don't see a reason that you deny Wesley Schneider the performance that he had during that year, including the World Cup, and then you award Lionel Messi for being the best player in La Liga and for winning a La Liga tournament, a La Liga which is competed for by majorly two sides.
Two, two sides, Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah, so it really didn't make sense to me, and I don't understand why
Ah, look at
Le
what
Quip
Sinan
keeps
just said.
doing that.
Look at what Sinan just said. I think Tony Cruz should come on, Sinan. Really? Come on, man. uh-uh.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know whether
yeah.
it's be
We all have players that we do like,
Josh.
and
Which player would you want to? I know whoever wins it is going to come from Real Madrid. It's either going to be Danny Carvajal, Jude Bellingham, or
why would
Vinicius.
you give the whatever the award to a player from Real Madrid?
Uh, how many
In my
trophies
opinion,
how many trophies did Real Madrid win last season?
it won the domestic league and
Okay,
it won the Champions League.
okay.
For me, my player is Rodri.
Rodri, the
Yeah, I would
international.
prefer
By the
Rodri to
way,
win it, because
Rodri is also
Rodri
in the
won.
mix. You're
Yeah,
correct.
Rodri
Rodri is
won a
also in the mix.
domestic. He won a domestic trophy, and he won the Euro.
World Cup,
He
the
won, yeah,
Euros.
he
Sorry,
won the
sorry,
Euro
sorry.
tournament.
The Euros,
He
and he
won the
played so
Euro
well
tournament, and he
until
was
the first
arguably
half
the
of the
best
Euros.
player at the best midfielder at the tournament. So I do not understand why Vinicius Junior is a player that I love, is a player that I like a lot. But for me, since it's a tournament year, if you're saying that unless you're telling us that the Champions League is bigger than the
Of
Euro
course not.
Championship, yeah, then if it is not, then the player who excelled at the Euro Championship and won a domestic trophy should win the Ballon d'Or.
Let me ask you. That time Euro won. Sorry, that time Portugal won the Euros. Messi won it. Sorry, not Messi.
Uh,
My God, why am I tripping? Did CR7 win it?
Yo, no, I don't really remember,
I
because
also don't remember. But the
for
reason, as
me
why I'm
as an
asking, is because
individual,
you've said, yeah.
yeah, for me as an individual, the Ballon d'Or lost its aura. I do not really attach myself to who wins it, who do I want to win it, because um I I I kind of made up my mind that these were a bunch of friends, and whoever had better PR and better
Come
marketing
on, yeah, beef.
is slated, yes, is slated to win the Ballon d'Or. So I am not going to lose my sleep over who wins the Ballon d'Or, and whether or not it is on TV. I don't care who wins the Ballon d'Or. It's no
You
longer a
know,
glamorous event for me. I know that even in the past there were questionable people who won the trophy, but
mm,
it was still based on the seasons that the two people had. For instance, when Thierry Henry was very close to winning the Ballon d'Or, and everyone kind of felt that Thierry Henry was robbed.
oh
Arsenal fans felt that Thierry Henry was
no, but
robbed,
he was,
but
he was.
he could not have been robbed, because the other player who won it, Ronaldinho
I know.
Gaucho de Ces Moreira. You see, there's nothing you're going to say
But
about
man,
the
there's
season that
nothing.
he had in Thierry Henry. So at the end of the day, at the time, the talent that was available was pop. It was pop, and Arsenal could not win trophies at the time. They couldn't buy a trophy. Yeah, Arsenal couldn't buy a trophy. Maybe it let Thierry Henry down, but Ronaldinho had won a trophy with. He won a Champions League. He won a domestic title with Barcelona, and he was quite that player. He was a talent we have never seen. Even Lionel Messi would admire to have a nimble feet as good as Ronaldinho's.
Yo, Ronaldinho, Ronaldinho is splendid.
Yeah,
Ronaldinho
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
splendid, absolutely splendid.
He was
Yeah. By the
splendid. He was splendid.
one thing about the Ballon d'Or is for the first time, both Cristiano and Leo Messi missed out on the nominees for the first time since 2003. Bro, these guys have owned this trophy. They've owned this, you know.
Yeah, but for me, there are times that you felt that much as they're the best player in football currently at that time, there was a sort of a marketing gimmick that was done by L'Equipe, and they just had to make sure that the two players were slated.
You really
But
don't
we
like
did
the Ballon
enjoy.
d'Or.
I don't like the Ballon d'Or anymore. I mean, it is not just uh, Lionel Messi at the World Cup in 2010 scored just as much goals as Ahmed Musa of Nigeria scored. 2 goals, and he scored
And
them
you won
against
it.
Nigeria. And he won it. As in, for what? Oh, God, for what? He had scored about 91 goals or something in the season. But you were just telling us that the La Liga was much better than the World Cup, which is very, very skewed.
By the way, whoever said that, was it that French that French outlet, L'Equipe?
L'Equipe.
L'Equipe,
Yeah,
yeah,
as in
they're
by
fake.
by by handing the Ballon d'Or to Lionel Messi, it is what you was suggesting. Yes, I agree
Mm.
with Nick.
Josh,
I do
thank you
agree
so
with
much.
Nick that a Ballon d'Or became a popularity contest. It
That
is
is
really a
correct.
popularity contest because if Mbappe had only had the slightest, if Mbappe, in my opinion, if Mbappe had had the slightest of a good tournament at this Euro, he would have been given the Ballon d'Or ahead of
It's
Vinicius Junior. But
it's very sad.
now that
Yeah,
it's
it's
Rodri, as in they're
mm.
looking at whether Vinicius Junior can win it because Rodri is not as marketable. Also,
Oh,
you
by
know.
the way, that is correct. He's not marketable because Vinicius Junior. If you go to continents like Asia, if you go to continents like Africa, if you go to continents Africa, by big up Africa, if you go to continents like on
South
Africa, then you
America.
go to South America, where you go, South America, he's even idolized. Then you go to uh, Asia, you know, the Gulf. If you realize, most of the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup finals are played in the Gulf. You know,
Yeah.
so all those, if you put both Rodri and Vinicius Junior, 100% Vini is going to scoop that. So when you bring and speak about, when you talk about, when you relate it to in terms of marketing, you have a very, very strong valid point, by the way, a
Yeah,
strong
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. It is a popularity contest, like Nick Fadley says. It is no longer merit of the player, but I can tell you that Vinicius Junior is the best footballer today. He's the best footballer by far
Ah,
today. I am telling you. But I would rather give that a popularity contest award to Rodri,
Rodri,
only because Rodri won a domestic trophy and he did win
the
the
Euros.
Euro with Spain, so it makes much more sense. But
Thank you once again.
the Jude
Yeah.
Bellinghams, the what, and I see Arsenal fans just thumping that our players were nominated for
Who? Ah, Saka,
our
Bukayo. Oh, come on.
yeah,
They're not
Bukayo
even going
Saka,
to make
William
it to the
Saliba.
last.
I'm like, yo, this is the 100 list. I mean,
Josh,
This
don't
is
start
the
Arsenal
100
fans.
footballers
Don't
that we
start
have. But
Arsenal fans. Don't start
no, it's
Arsenal
so
fans.
good. It's so good, though. Even United has Kobe Mainu and Alejandro Garnacho that have been nominated for the Copa Trophy. But
Mm.
Lamine Yamal is in there, and it is really unjust if Alejandro Garnacho or Kobe Mainu won the trophy ahead of Lamine
And
Yamal.
Yamal had a very great impact at the
Yes,
Euros.
at
So
16
I
years
hear
old,
you. I hear
yeah,
you.
at
By the
16
way, I
years
hear you.
old, making 17, he came to a tournament and just put Spain on his shoulders and carried it throughout. And he did the same thing with Barcelona at just 16 years old. It is not just about the age, but the talent of the player is quite something else. Is kind of the player that we saw. Um, he reminds you of a young Lionel Messi when Ronaldinho Gaucho was still at Barcelona, because he's that good. He doesn't just have flashes of brilliance, but he's effective. He has stamina. He has trickery. He knows when to pass the ball. He knows when to keep the ball. He knows when to shoot. So for me, the Copa Trophy goes to Lamine Yamal. So
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal and Rodri, Spain.
You know, Tajas talked about Neymar. Man, I'm surprised. At one point, I thought Neymar was this close. I thought he was this close to winning the Ballon d'Or. He says, "I'm used to the Neymar and in them as Brazil, but as a Brazilian fan, but Vini isn't at the levels of Neymar." That is true. Correct, Josh. Josh, do you agree? He's
No,
not
no,
at the
no,
level.
no, 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 no. He says Vini isn't at the levels on Neymar in that
In
era
that
of Ballon
era.
d'Or nominees. So he
Ah,
said
okay.
either Vini or Neymar,
Oh,
and not
Neymar. I
like
thought, yeah, I get it. I get
Rivaldo,
it.
like
I get it.
Ronaldo, like. However,
Messi,
these
yeah.
these players that you talk about, it's good that you've mentioned Neymar and Vini in the same breath, because Neymar for me was the player who reminded me of the artistry of Ronaldinho Gaucho in football. In football, we had lost a player who was an entertainer, but he could get things
But
done, and
do you
we
remember
got
before
Neymar
Ronaldinho who was there? Do you remember before Ronaldinho who
before
was doing whatever?
Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
Austin JJ Okocha.
bro.
Austin JJ Okocha. I mean, I
At one
remember
point,
when
Ronaldinho
Ronaldinho,
said, "Guys, I don't know whether you because they were asking him where
that
do you
is
pick the
when he won his
inspiration to do
Ballon
that."
d'Or, the first
Yeah,
Ballon
they
d'Or
were
that he
asking
won.
him where do you get and me pick the inspiration to do it. He told them, "Unless you don't know who Okocha is, sit back, watch him.
Yeah.
I can watch this player the whole day, sleep and
He was with him
wake up,
when he first,
turn." Sorry.
when Ronaldinho first came to Europe, he was at PSG, and Austin JJ Okocha was at PSG, and Okocha was the star. He was all that. He
Man, he
was the
was
kid everyone looked up
he was
to, and
Okocha was
Gaucho
everything.
just picked on because Gaucho already had the skills with
How
him.
many teams did
So
he play for? In how many teams did JJ Okocha play for
I
in the
can
Premier
mention
League?
Frankfurt.
Premier League, I
No,
remember
Bolton, Bolton,
Bolton, only
Bolton.
Bolton, right?
Yeah, only Bolton. But he
Then
played for
PSG,
Frankfurt in Germany.
yeah.
He played for PSG and Bolton. He could have played for another team, but those are the three I can get off head. But he
Mm,
was quite a player. He gave
he
us
was
so
a player.
many memories.
He
He
was a
gave us so
player,
many memories.
quite a
But
player.
the Neymar thing and Vini, yes, you might say that they were not at that level, especially Neymar, because the time that Neymar was playing football, Neymar gave us two good seasons, and that was it at Barcelona. But for us who had watched him from the days of Santos, we still enjoyed the player that we had seen. So maybe the nostalgia was with us all the way through his career. But for me, I believe that he achieved most of what he wanted to achieve too soon, and
Oh
he
yeah,
just
bro. He
gave
got
up.
so
Yeah,
rich. He got so
he,
rich too soon.
yeah, he
That
just gave
transfer,
up. He
that
just gave up
transfer
on
from Barcelona
the
to
natural
PSG
football
was
that.
silly, bro. The money
No, it
he
wasn't
had.
silly for me. I think it was the right time. But to complete his question, Vinicius Junior is the
Yeah.
best footballer at the moment.
Yeah,
He
at the
would.
moment that is true.
It's only because he lost the Copa America. Brazil played poorly, but so you may not give it to him. You might still want Rodri, who won something, to win the Ballon d'Or, or Emiliano Martinez. But Emiliano Martinez only won the Copa America, whereas Rodri won a domestic trophy and the Euro.
Thank you, Josh. Taji goes on to say, Taji goes on to say, as a Brazilian fan, he went down after Neymar. Vini isn't the one to bring a World Cup to Brazil. Neymar was the last promising superstar who could have done it. Levels have dropped. That is true. That is true. You have players like
Yeah, I
now.
do agree with
Uh,
you.
there are players like Anthony Dos Santos. I'm not trying to disrespect Manchester United fans. Injury slowed up Neymar's progress. Yeah, that also is true. By the way, yo,
I do
Taji,
agree with you on
Taji, Mason Greenwood
the
is coming
levels
to
of
you.
Brazil dropping, but that is Brazil as a whole. But the
Yo,
brightest talent that we do have in football today is Vini Jr. Vini Jr. can use the ball with any part of his foot to make a pass, to make a cross, to score a goal. He's that type of player. You can say he's not at that level yet, but I think he has gotten to that level now because he was a slow starter. Unlike many Brazilians at 18, they're playing like Hendrick. Hendrick, many may not like him for looking a bit agricultural in the way he approaches the things that he does on the pitch, but he's a guy who is very effective. He gives you a goal. He's a striker and he will score goals. He always scores goals. So, I mean, he had a bit of a slow start as compared to many Brazilians. That is Vini Jr. But
the injuries too. Yeah.
at the moment, I think Vini Jr. is the best player in world football. I don't
Once
see a
again,
player who
guys,
matches him.
once again, Sports Jazz, thank you so much. Whoever's been tuning in, please do subscribe, like, and share the videos. Do not stop hitting the like button. I'll say it again. Yeah, Josh, let's go to the next topic. Victor, the Nigerian, signed for Galatasaray yesterday from Napoli on loan. Bro, the drama, he must be saying. I don't know what they've been following.
I know.
This has been crazy. And last season he had around 25. He played 25 matches with the 15 goals. We are talking about Serie A. 15 goals, 3 assists. 29 years old, Nigeria. Sorry, 25 years old, Nigerian. Uh, it's so sad that his friendship, his chemistry, his love, whatever everyone would prefer to call it, with the Napoli ended in a very, very bitter way, to the extent that
I know, but
and bro, I know Antonio Conte is full of shit. I know Conte. I know Conte. I
not
know
just
Conte.
Antonio Conte, but
He asked him right there. You know, it's so disrespectful that the shot was given to Bongoli Lukaku, man. He pushed away right then, and the shot is given to Bongoli Lukaku. I mean, let them give it to a player who's better. I remember when Marshall
yeah,
was crying when the shot was given to Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan.
But
Yeah,
it's understandable. I mean, even if you cry, at least you know it's someone. But Bongoli, they get Victor's shot number and they give it to Bongoli. I thought that was very disrespectful.
no, for me, I do
You want
believe
them?
that.
Yeah,
For me, I do believe that Victor Osimhen
you
heaved
want
a
them the
huge sigh
Scudetto.
of relief. He heaved a
Yeah,
huge sigh of relief when his deal eventually went through and he went on loan to Galatasaray. You might blame Antonio Conte, but I don't see Antonio Conte having much of a say in what happened and the chaos surrounding the move, the purported move of Victor Osimhen to Al Ahly. The thing is, De Laurentiis had already written Osimhen off. He did know that this player was to be moved on. He just wanted the player to
Josh,
move on his
Josh,
terms. Yes.
Josh. You know, teams have been trying to go for the player, and I think I remember I told you Italian teams have a way of how they mess up things because they are so interested in money. That's how this player what's his name? Currently in Saudi, Savic. At one
Yeah,
point,
Sergey.
yeah. At
Sergey
one point,
Milankovic
yeah.
Savic.
Thank you. Yeah. At one point, Lazio. He was playing for Lazio, if I'm not mistaken. They turned
Yeah,
down an amount of 75 million pounds, not even euros. I don't know whether it
yeah.
was from Man United. I don't remember the team. Why? Because they wanted 85 plus. Leave that. Then there's Lautaro
Belotti.
Martinez. Yeah,
Belotti.
I'm coming to that. Lautaro
At
Martinez.
least Lautaro Martinez is a player who can command that kind of money. But
No,
Belotti
no,
had
no
a good
just
season and he was
regardless,
about 27, 28.
there's a bid
And
that
they
was
turned
also
down
turned
80
down
million, 80
from
million
Manchester
euros.
United.
Yeah.
And it was not even only Manchester United. They turned down all that amount. There's another I'm forgetting, but
But
it's
the thing
all
is, though, with Victor Osimhen, De Laurentiis always wanted to sell him on his terms, and he wanted him to go
well.
to Al
How is it
Ahly
going now?
because
How is it going now? Because I understand the player had agreed with them last season. He told them, "I'm going to give you one more
no,
season, but
because
if any team comes
Chelsea.
through, guys,
This is
let
what
me go."
happened.
But they
This is
wanted
what
one.
happened in the chaos. In the
Yeah,
chaos surrounding the deal of Al Ahly, Victor Osimhen, and De
that we are going to come
Laurentiis.
to that. Yeah,
Yeah, Chelsea did make a proposal. They started to make inquiries about the player, and the player's head was turned. The player wanted to go to Chelsea. He no longer wanted to move to Saudi Arabia
that
because
is
he
right.
would, yeah, he would go to London. He still wanted to play in Europe, so he did agree. The De Laurentiis asked for 130 million. When he asked for 130 million, that was money that was shunning of Chelsea. So when Chelsea walked away from the deal,
Bro,
what
even
happened
PSG.
was,
Initially, it was PSG. They wanted 130 million euros.
yeah. So what happens is he goes to Al Ahly, and during the negotiations, Victor Osimhen insists that he needs a clause to be incorporated in his contract that after a season he'll be able to come back to Europe. And Al Ahly could not budge. They would never pay that kind of money for a
That
player
was so ugly, man, from
who
Napoli.
is
That
going to
dude
go
won them
back
the
to Europe.
Scudetto. He won them.
So yeah, it turned out like that. But
Excuse me.
we are fortunate that the best African player, like Taji says, is now he's gotten a new club.
George, so you
Is in
agree he's the best
Galatasaray
African
now.
player
Yeah.
right now?
At the moment, at the moment is the best
Nick
African
says
player.
now, George Ware. Yeah, now, yeah, bro, George Ware.
Yeah. Now, because
Now,
George Weah was something else. But there's always that debate over the best African player. And for me, maybe I just like entertainment and a lot of flicks here and there. It is between Samuel Eto'o Phillips and Austin JJ Okocha
bro,
and
by the
Nwanko
way,
Kanu, because that was a generation. That was
just
a
real quick,
generation.
just let's first finish, then we come to that. Let's first finish, then we come to that. Yeah. Okay, no, but it's okay. Let's get right. Let's talk about it, George. Who's the best
Yeah,
African player? I mean, let's try to list them.
of all time.
Yeah, of all time. Nick just said George Ware. You have I'm forgetting
Abedi
one guy
Pele.
from Cameroon. Is
Abedi
he the one
Pele.
from Cameroon?
No, Abedi Pele from Ghana.
Abed Pele. There's one player. Who is he? Not Eto. I'm
Uh,
forgetting.
from Cameroon, Rigobert Song.
No. Where was Roger Miller? Roger. I didn't
Roger
even.
Miller. Yeah,
I
Roger
didn't
Miller.
even. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roger.
Roger Miller, but
Yeah,
no,
I
Roger
know.
Miller is
But
not close.
just
Roger Miller
George,
is not close. For me,
George Ware.
it's between George Weah, Abedi
Okay.
Pele
Yeah.
for that generation. It
Okay.
is very
No.
hard to
All
cluster them.
time, Josh.
No,
All
no, no,
time.
no. It's the
All time.
all time. You have to give me 5 players
See,
because
you have
they're different
Okocha.
generations.
Okay. You just said
Yeah,
George Ware,
Austin
Abedi
JJ
Pele,
Okocha, Eto Phillips,
Okocha,
Didier Drogba.
Didier Drogba,
Yeah,
Kanu, Nwanko
Nwanko
Kanu.
Kanu. Yeah, Nwanko
Yeah.
Kanu. Yeah.
Nwanko Kanu was also good. Which other player are we forgetting?
No, that's about it. The El Haji Diouf and what? No.
Uh,
Not close. Not close.
Eto, come
But
on, man. Eto has to be there. Samuel Eto. Samuel
ooh,
Eto.
Eto Phillips.
I talked
Oh my
about
God,
it.
that guy had a Eto was arguably the best striker in Europe for a very long time
He
because
hits Pep.
I
He
remember
hits Pep
when he
Yo, he
was at
hates
Real
Pep.
Madrid. When
Yeah,
no,
he
yeah,
hates
of
Pep
course
with
he does.
passion.
Of course he does. Anyone. Anyway, that is a story of
I
another
know
day. But
you also don't like Pep.
no, uh, it's difficult. It's difficult for me. But
Yeah, that is JJ
Eto,
Okocha and Eto.
yeah,
That's a
JJ. Oh, Eto. I remember the time he was loaned at Real Madrid. Then,
yeah,
sorry, he was a Real
Barcelona.
Madrid player. He was a Real Madrid player, but Real Madrid could not play him because of the players they had, and he was loaned to Real Mallorca. Now, in Spain, even if you're on loan, you can play against
He,
your
he,
owners.
he
Now,
terrorized them.
Eto, every time, every chance he got, I think there was like 2 seasons. Every chance he got that Real Mallorca played Real Madrid, Eto put them to the sword. And
Bro,
when he joined Barcelona, he was such a decent player. He was such a decent player. The finishes
uh,
that he can make, the runs that he could make. Yeah, he was a
uh,
good player, but JJ Okocha was more enjoyable to watch.
back to Victor before he signed out. Romano, Fabrizio Romano yesterday did tweet Victor Osimhen has just signed his contract at Galatasaray. Deal sealed on players' side. Loan from Napoli until 2025. No option or obligation clause. Clubs are reviewing all documents. Victor will wear shirt number 44. And yo, did you see that queue at the airport late in the night at around 2, 3 a.m.? Guys were
Yo,
waiting for him. Bro, that was
I love
insane.
Turkish fans. I love
Yo,
Turkish fans. I mean,
by the way, they are
uh,
very good.
if
They
you
were waiting
remember the
for
game
him.
that
It was
what is their
crazy.
stadium called?
It was crazy.
Something to do with hell.
No, I don't remember. Eto
The
played for both
Galatasaray
Real Madrid.
Stadium. That the last time that United played that game that we lost, when Onana just give man, don't even remind me of Onana. But
Why are you talking
yeah,
about
I
Manchester
like the
United?
Turkish. No, I like the Turkish fans. I like the
Nick
Turkish fans.
says Eto
They're
played
great.
for both Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's a rare one, indeed. Very, very
Yeah,
rare.
he did.
But there's some, how many players? Luis Figo also, right?
Yeah, Louis Figo. But
Uh,
Louis Figo, can I tell you a story of Louis Figo that is very interesting?
yeah.
Um, Luis Figo left Barcelona and went to Real Madrid when he was the hottest player in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he was called a traitor and all these names, but it was never Luis Figo's fault at the time. What used to happen at the time, they would vote presidents. Yeah. Clubs would vote presidents, Barcelona and Real Madrid, and much of the clubs in La Liga. So they voted Florentino Perez was going to run for an election, and he promised. He went to the agent of Luis Figo and told him that he was going to he was going to win the election. So this guy tells him that when you win the election, I'll give you Luis Figo. Florentino Perez went and campaigned and actually told the fans that he was going to bring Luis Figo to Real Madrid. Florentino Perez won the election, and Luis Figo had to leave Barcelona to Real Madrid in a bet by
He left them.
Florentino Perez. So, yeah, it was quite interesting at the time.
And sorry, I was reading something. But sure, we see Taji did say something. He said, "Where would you put Saido Mane in Mo Salah?" Josh, by the way,
Oh
we are
man,
talking about
Taji, come
yo
on,
Taji,
come on,
yo.
Taji. Okay, Sadio Mane, I wouldn't. Yo, okay,
But Mo Salah
but
has to be there, Josh. Mo Salah has to be
not
there
really, not really. Mo Salah has failed to win a
for
title
Egypt, right?
for Egypt. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say for Egypt. That's
he's not
why.
won a title for Egypt, so Sadio Mane comes ahead of him.
Yeah, Ronaldo Dalima also did it to best striker
Yeah, yeah,
ever. That is
Dalima did
correct.
it. Oh yes, Dalima
Played for
did it.
both teams, Madrid and Barcelona. And then guys, it's only Okocha that is Sina. Then at some point he also adds Drogba, DJ Drogba. Yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
I
So
would
that's
put
the
Sadio
drama.
Mane ahead of Mo Salah, but you know when you look at Europe, how Mo Salah has flourished in Europe, it's difficult to keep him out, but he has failed to deliver the Holy Grail in
in Egypt
Africa at the Nations Cup.
for the
So
Pharaohs.
Sadio Mane carried that Senegal team, much as they had decent players and a very good coach in Aliou Cisse. He
Yeah,
carried them all the way to the title. So for me, Sadio Mane would come ahead of.
Sinan says we have Yaya
Ah,
Toure,
but
but
Yaya
yo,
Toure is not there.
he's
Yaya
not
Toure,
there,
he
but
was
he
a
was a
good
good
player, but
player.
he's not there. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
but
like
anyway,
Johnny Obi Mikel.
yeah, Jenny Obi. That's Josh Obi Mikel. I love his podcast, by the way. I love his podcasts. I saw him complaining. He's a Chelsea fan. Of course, we all know he
Yeah.
was complaining about the signing of Jackson or Jackson leading their line. He said, "Look, no disrespect. I love the brother, but he's not meant to lead the Chelsea line," and which is true, by the way.
No,
Then we see Yaya is a
he just
beast,
needs a
one of
few
my favorite
seasons.
players from Taji.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
no,
One of my favorite players, as in yo, that guy was robust. If Seko Kone, the player that we've signed, is a mix of Yaya Toure and Seydou Keita, I mean, what a player we can have on our hands.
yeah. What did I want to show you?
The
Just real
player
quick,
from Mali, Sinan is saying there's a player from Mali. I think the player from Mali is Seydou
who used
Keita,
to play? Who used to play for
Barcelona as a
Yo, Josh?
CDM
Say, Keita. There's another player, Josh. I'm forgetting. What's his name?
from
He's tall. Was he French? But he had African roots. He was tall. Played for. In fact, at some point he was one of those board members, not board members, but he was part of the whole management. I'm forgetting the name. He
who
played for
Lilian
Barcelona.
Thuram,
No,
Eric Abida.
yeah, I think Eric Abidal. Yeah, Eric Abidal.
Eric Abidal was mid, good player, but yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I was saying about
But you
I
know,
mean,
by the way, sorry, Nick Fadley and Taji, you know that Abedi Pele, at the time that he played football, African players, even if they were playing in Europe, could not have been the best player in Europe. They wouldn't have been given that award. But I bet that if he was playing at the time the award was given, I think he
mm,
would have won a Euro award, a best player in Europe award, because he was that good. The father of Dede and um, Jordan Ayew.
yeah. Otherwise, okay, man, this is sad. Anyway, just I was just going through goals, his tally, Victor's goal tally, but he's a very good one. And congratulations once again to Galatasaray. You really have a good play on your hands. Once
And
again, thank you.
they are going to love him. They're going to love
Yeah,
the shit out of him.
he's going to
I
smack.
know.
He's
Turkey,
going to
Turkey
score
is
goals.
good grounds for football.
Yeah, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Isaac, Josh, Sports Jazz, thank you so much. Nick in the comment section, as always, brother. Shout outs to you, Taji. Shout outs to you, Sinan. Peace and love, guys. Sports Jazz, like and share.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. We love
Much
you.
love, much love.